Yes. Yes.
Hey guys, welcome to episode 33 of Podcast vs. Player. I'm Cal, and I'm joined by a man who used to have his own zoo. It only had one animal in it though, and that animal was a dog. It was a Shih Tzu. It's only Dan.
Hello.
I was quite proud of that one.
It was good.
It's quite a nifty little tagline.
Yeah, you must excuse my lack of laughter, however, I'm quite ill.
It's fine.
If I start laughing, I'll probably die, so that's...
I'll edit some laughter in.
Oh, thanks.
It's alright. Do you want some news, you sick little puppy?
I'll have some bloody news, yeah, go on.
Well, this news isn't necessarily video game related, but it's...
I'm not interested.
Oh, it's news that you are going to be interested in, Dan. More so
Okay,
because you're going to be extremely angry.
Oh, come on, I'm ill.
Sorry, Dan. It's got to be
Go on.
done. According to Deadline, NBC has given out a pilot commitment to an American version of the IT Crowd.
What?
Yep.
Why can't they leave our stuff alone?
Yep. And of
Stop
all the
it.
things that aren't going to work,
No,
it's going to be
that's-
the IT Crowd.
I mean, people here don't even like it.
I love it.
No, I mean, well, some people obviously like it, but quite a lot of people don't, because it's still quite... It's not lowbrow, but it's very simple, but it's funny, and you know, I enjoy it. But I just don't think that the Americans, that they'd be able to do that. You know, they'd be able to write... It'd have to make it more structured, and then as soon as you do that, it's just not funny anymore. It's the same as the In-Betweeners. They fucked that completely.
The In-Betweeners would never have worked. And it's the same... Well, it's not as bad as the Only Fools and Horses American remake.
I know about that.
How would that work?
I mean,
She's a
Shameless...
Cockney. Shameless could work.
No, Shameless has been done.
No, I meant if they did it properly. That's probably one of the only ones I could think of that would work if it was done right.
But William H. Macy's done it.
Yeah, and
It is a
turd.
show.
Yeah, and it was wank.
Well, yeah, so was the In-Betweeners.
Yeah, but that was awful. But what I mean is, out of the IT Crowd, Shameless, Only Fools and Horses and The-In-Betweeners, I could only see Shameless actually working, providing it was handled properly, which it wasn't.
Well,
But even then, I wouldn't have high expectations, even if it had someone really amazing tied to it, because it's a British show.
Well, yeah, it's something that people in England can relate to, because they know it's a piece of shit area. And they, you know, it sort of stereotypes quite well, you know, what people expect to come out of these kind of estates. And that, you know, we can understand that, but to do it in America, it would just have to be another sort of...
It'd just be a drug show.
Yeah, it'd have to be based in LA, or, you know, just somewhere where there's, like, awful estates, and, you know, like the ghetto and projects and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And that's already been done 10 million times by them. So there's nothing new that doing Shameless could add to anything that they've already done. So it is just a case of, that's successful there, we'll do it here.
Why don't they just air the British versions?
Well, that's the thing, I just
Make
don't
money
think
that
they just don't understand our type of humour. You know, I mean, everyone in America would say that the American Office is better, when it's not at all.
I actually do like the American Office. I love the British one. You can't beat Ricky Gervais's
No, not at all.
original, but I do find the American Office very funny.
Well, the thing is, though, I think sort of smart writers over here, they know when they've made something good, because they stop it almost immediately. You know, Office only had 2 seasons.
Yeah.
In-Betweeners only had 3 seasons. Like Fawlty Towers, the list goes on. You know, they've only made sort of...
Oh, can you imagine if they tried to do all 40 Towers?
Oh God, don't give them ideas, for God's sake.
Dad's Army.
Well, they're doing a Dad's Army film.
Are you joking?
No, not at all.
British or American?
I think it's a bit of both.
Oh,
Because, like, the guy who played Herman Zoller in Captain America, he's playing Captain Mandarin.
Oh.
Neil Blake from The In-Betweeners, who played... fuck, what's his name now? The idiot one.
Yeah.
How could I not remember his name? Bob,
I know you mean
can't.
though.
Yeah, he's playing Pike, which I think that works.
Actually, he kind of looks like Pike. Also,
Yeah.
our demographic probably won't know what Dad's Army is.
Well, maybe, but I'd like to think so, because Dad's Army is like Morecambe and Wise. You know, it's a classic. It's something that you need to know. It's something that parents should be sitting their children down and saying, "This is what we used to listen to and watch." You know, Two Ronnies all
on the wireless.
Yeah, and they are. You can still watch Morecambe and Wise now. You know, like a special that was in the 1970s.
And it's still brilliant.
It's still hilarious.
Every time I think of Morecambe and Wise, the first thing that comes into my head is possibly one of my favourite lines, well, jokes, when they're in bed and that fire engine goes past.
I knew you were going to say that.
They're never going to sell any ice cream at this hour.
Oh, fucking hell.
Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, but those are things that, you know, they are sort of inherently British, and that's the thing. I just don't think that if you know, maybe some people would, but I just don't think if you took them overseas and showed them to either Americans or Australians,
well, Morecambe and Wise did actually get quite popular in America back
True,
in the
but
day.
that was at the time, though. I don't think it's something that's eternal.
No.
Whereas for us, it is. Obviously, it's something that, you know, most people hold quite dear to their hearts.
I tell you something that definitely wouldn't never work if they did it American. Mr. Bean. Yeah.
Oh my God! Yes, yes, exactly. I just don't think it's Rowan Atkinson. He's the only person who could ever do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just don't think that the IT crowd is something that's portable into an American TV show. If they take the same cast and the same writers and they adapt it slightly, that may very well work. But if they just do their own stuff with it, I don't. Well, I'm sure the Americans will love it.
They're basically turning it into, according to this, the American version of the IT crowd will be a multi-camera sitcom following two IT guys who know nothing about social interaction and their new female manager who knows nothing about computers. So basically the same as our version, but the multi-camera aspects will make it like The Office, basically.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Next.
Moving on. Some news we actually care about. Tom Hardy is seeming very, very increasingly likely will be playing Apocalypse.
I'd be down with that.
I wouldn't mind it.
Yeah.
However, he's also in the mix for Warner Brothers' Suicide Squad movie.
As?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But so are Will Smith and his co-star from Focus, Margaret Robbie.
Anything that people would know her from?
The film Focus.
Oh, right, okay.
Which I don't know what that is, if I'm honest.
Well, I take it as Harley Quinn.
No, Harley Quinn's not in it.
What?
No. Well, Harley Quinn wasn't in the original Suicide Squad, so they're probably going off that.
They absolutely pick and choose as to which, you know, if they want to go original stories or if they just want to. Oh, for God's sake! Right, okay. Well, who's Will Smith going to be playing then?
I imagine possibly Bronze Tiger.
I guess, but that's as a typecast as a black guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's Will Smith though. I mean, Bronze Tiger's kind of the worst of the lot, really. Sort of abilities wise.
Well,
so
yeah, he's just like basically a street thug assassin guy with knuckle duster claws.
You know, Will Smith's just the greatest guy ever, and he can't just be given a shitty role.
That's literally just off the top of my head. I can't actually think. I'm not actually 100% sure on the original lineup for Suicide Squad, because the one that springs to mind is Bronze Tiger, Solomon Grundy, Harley Quinn, Deadshot. I know whoever fucking else was in there. But they're both filming 2016.
Yeah, DC did release a whole bunch of titles and release years. No dates, just years. So things like a Cyborg movie, an Aquaman movie, Wonder Woman movie. Now that one should be interesting because that's the first female superhero lead film that's actually been released. So that should be quite interesting.
Can you include Catwoman?
Not really, no. Because
it was
I don't think DC ever admit that that's a film they had any involvement with.
I thought it was a fan film.
Might as well have been.
But yes, but with them both filming in 2016, I imagine he's only going to do one or the other. And in all fairness, I imagine X-Men is going to make more money.
if you're thinking of it logically, that's the one you'd go for,
Yeah.
rather than something that most people will never have heard of before.
Exactly.
But you could get that kind of Guardians of the Galaxy kind of cheeky.
Yeah, but because not a lot of people really are going to have heard of Suicide Squad, I can't see why they wouldn't include Harley Quinn, as she is probably the most popular face of Suicide
It depends
Squad.
though if they've got plans for her in something else. She's going to show up in another one of the Batman, or maybe not Dawn of Justice, but maybe the standalone Batman film. If
possibly.
Joker's coming back in that with Harley Quinn, then maybe they don't want to write her into something else, because obviously it'd be two different people due to
I suppose so, yeah.
the filming times and stuff. That is something we're going to have to look into as and when they announce who's going to be in the cast. So stay tuned.
Speaking of Batman, though, if you listen to last week's podcast, that was very formal, wasn't it?
A little bit.
Let's do that again. If you fuckers listen to last week's podcast, we talked about how we actually would like to see Robin again.
Yeah.
In a Batman film.
I think it's just Teen Titans I'm going mad from at the moment.
Yeah. It's going to be a while yet, Teen Titan film.
Well, there's a Teen Titans TV show that's going to be starting, as there is a Guardians of the Galaxy TV show. Guardians of the Galaxy is obviously going to be animated, but Teen Titans is potentially, possibly, live action.
I'd like to bring your attention to a few podcasts ago when you went off your tits about this news.
Yep. Because, why was that? Do you remember?
Misfits.
Yeah. That's the only thing it could ever work in. It's funny, they've got powers, they're all bastards, it's great. Teen Titans, it's just... It would be to the equivalent of a web series kind of thing. If they did it as a web series, and you didn't really emphasise too much on things like action and budget and all that sort of stuff, that could work. Mortal Kombat, perfect. So if they went down that kind of a route for the Teen Titans live action side of it, I could kind of give them that, but don't. Just go back and do the original Teen Titans, you fuckers. Carry it back on again. I don't know why they cancelled that, wankers.
I have no answer for that, Dan.
No, and I'm still annoyed by it.
But it's been rumoured that Batman vs Superman Dawn of Justice will feature Robin.
Ooh.
Female Robin.
Ooh.
A.K.A. Carrie Kelly.
Yeah, now that is an interesting prospect.
Yeah.
Because that would stick to the Dark Knight Rises.
Exactly. And there's already been an actress tied to the role. Jena Malone from The Hunger Games.
Who?
Jena Malone. I'm sure that's how you say it. She was in The Hunger Games. Not the main actress.
No, obviously.
I'm not actually sure who she played in
Oh, wait. Was she in the second one with the black hair?
Possibly, maybe.
She kind of doubled up, teamed up with
I think
Jennifer
it's
Lawrence.
her, yeah.
Oh, wow, okay.
Possibly.
Yeah, definitely. She was fucking badass in that.
But she was seen on set in Detroit, and basically it's all rumour and speculation. But she was seen on set, and she posted a picture of her newly dyed red hair on Instagram, and she'd been spotted on television station Will X10, so I imagine American, and they was told by a source of basically an anonymous source tipped them off, so they went down, saw her, and then she put the picture up.
Callum, that's really exciting, actually.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but the Cyborg and Aquaman and Wonder Woman and all that bullshit, forget all that. A new Batman and Robin film. Because that's what it'll be.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. And that, of all the sort of Batman Robin stories to go for, I really like that. I really like that. Oh, see?
I thought you would.
Pulling it back, yeah, definitely.
We've done alright. We've actually got some good news.
Absolutely, and it's not just complete and utter mental bollocks. Like, if they come in and said, it's Jason Todd, then you could have been like, well, what? Why the fuck would he be there? Or, Dick Grayson, because obviously people know. Yeah, but Carrie Kelly.
But if it's an older Bruce Wayne, he'd be Nightwing by now.
True, but we won't talk about Nightwing in this.
No.
Because it's not going to happen.
No. I keep getting annoyed when Arrow keeps referencing Bloodhaven. I'm like, no, that's where Nightwing lives. And I know he's not going to make an appearance.
Well, you never know. He's more likely to show up in fucking Gotham than he is in Arrow.
Unlikely, seeing as Bruce Wayne is 13.
They'll do some time travel thing. They'll do a dream sequence. They'll do something.
Yeah.
They have to put Batman into it.
Remember that story arc in Batman Year One when Commissioner Gordon travelled into time?
Well, you never know who
With
they're
the
going to bring in as as a fucking. If Professor Zoom comes in, if he manages to find his way from Flash into Gotham, and he just takes him forward in time, and then there's Batman Beyond, and
that'd be quite cool, to be honest.
The possibilities are brilliant.
But that'd be amazing though if like the Doc from Back to the Future just appears. He's like, Gordon, you've got to come with me. Something's wrong with your daughter. Like, what? She gets paralysed.
Jim, quick! Oh my god! That'd be great. I'd love Christopher Lloyd.
That'd be so cool. Even not as Doc, just as like a guy selling hot dogs or something.
See, like saying that, Christopher Lloyd's obviously he's a sort of a cult classic, really. But in the kind of the same way that Peter Weller is. But Peter Weller's been in absolutely loads of stuff lately. Obviously he was in Dexter. He's been in the new Star Trek film. He's the main bad guy in that. But he's also showed up. He showed up in Enterprise as well in the TV show as a bad guy. Which is actually, as soon as I saw him in that, I was just like, he's got to be the bad guy. They had him in the bad guy in the TV series. He can't come back as a good guy now. It's just craziness. So, but he did RoboCop years and years ago. Then he did RoboCop 2, and then that was kind of it. And no one really heard from him again, apart from sort of random bit parts. And now all of a sudden he's come back in like pretty big TV shows. I think he's back in maybe Sons of Anarchy. I think I saw him in as well. I could be lying there.
Oh, don't ruin it. I'm not that far in Sons of Anarchy. I've only recently started watching it.
Yeah, I think he may have showed up in that. But basically he's in absolutely loads of stuff. But that's the sort of thing that I'd like to see for Christopher Lloyd. I want him to come back. I mean, even Bill Shatner, people that, they had big hits, 20 years ago or whatever. They come back and get pretty good show parts.
Shatner had that show, didn't he? Shit, my dad says. And it was fucking axe straight away because it was wank.
Yeah, there was that one, but he's also in something new as well. He plays I don't know what it is, but it's something fairly recent. It's like a lawyer or a politician or something like that. But he's got loads of things where he just keeps talking to the camera, so that kind of suits him quite well. Well,
more comic book movie news, Dan. We should call this podcast versus comics because that's all it's been this episode.
Kind of, yeah.
It's some pretty good news though, Dan. I hear you're a fan of the Avengers, Dan.
Arguably,
you are a fan of the Avengers.
Yeah.
As am I. As is everyone, because it was amazing. Well, apparently, the new Marvel Phase universe, there's quite a big rumour that Robert Downey Jr. will be co-starring in Captain America 3. So that's pretty cool in itself.
Okay.
And basically, the film is going to heat up where the two are going to fall out, and it's going to start the phase of the Marvel Civil War.
What?
Yeah. So basically, from the Civil War comic, where they have the Superhuman Registration Act, where the government wants all mutants to basically register their abilities and stuff, and they want to use them as glorified police. Iron Man's totally up for it, and then there's basically two teams. You have Captain America's team who's against it, and Iron Man's team who's for it, and that starts the Civil War.
Drag this slowly back to gaming again. This is basically the exact plot point of Marvel Ultimate Universe 2,
yeah.
Which is exactly what happened. Iron Man was just like, yeah, all right, we'll do this. And then there's a fantastic scene where they all meet up at the White House or something. And then Iron Man and Captain America shake hands, and Captain America's put this EMP device into his palm and electrocutes him, and then it just all kicks off. But he's fucking brilliant.
If you haven't read the I'd suggest reading the comics because it's a really good story arc. It's really cool. It's also where Spider-Man gets his Iron Spider suit as well, which is probably one of my favourite Spider-Man suits.
Are we going to see the Iron Punisher outfit?
Probably not.
Boo.
Probably not. I'd quite like there to be a cameo of Wolverine as well, because he's actually not in the Civil War much. But I'd quite like
Chapman, they'll crowbar him in somehow.
I'd like them to, because he does make a cameo in the story, and then he goes. But most of them, to be fair, a lot of the people get killed anyway. But I think it'd be really, really interesting.
That would be. I mean, Avengers was just like that. Really opened the floodgates to say, this is what we can do. If you give us the budget, we can go out and we can make a film that looks this good. And that was with only 4, potential hero stories.
Yeah.
If they opened up a Civil War one, that's basically they get unlimited reign to do whatever the hell they want to. They would have to acquire every single license again. But if they do it, they could make the best film ever made, and it would be absolutely amazing, or it would be the worst thing they've ever done, and it's a complete waste of money.
Plus, there are rumours that Sony will start loaning out Spider-Man to Disney, which they need to do for Civil War to happen, because he is one of the main characters of the Civil War.
Yeah.
So that's got to be the reason why they are thinking of loaning him out.
Even that, because that would simply show that they can appreciate as to what story that would be.
Yeah.
And they know how much they get paid for it.
I personally think it's because both Amazing Spider-Man haven't made as much money as they should have done.
No, not at all.
So I think they're thinking, we need to make money.
Yeah. And giving it back, I mean, even if they put a small teaser for Spider-Man in the end of the Avengers 2, like an Avengers Spider-Man thing, like with what's his name now? The new Spider-Man.
Miles.
I'm completely useless with names today.
Well, you got Miles. In the films.
Yeah,
Andrew Garfield.
That's him. Yeah. So like, if he was just like, that whole shawarma thing at the end of the Avengers, where they're all sat around eating doner kebabs. That. And then Andrew Garfield walks in.
No, they're eating shawarma.
Yeah. That's the equivalent in America.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. But that, and then Andrew Garfield's like working there or something. That would be it. Because then you'd be like, oh my god, if they put him in, he has to be in the next one.
Yeah.
It's the same with Howard the Duck.
Yeah, that's true. The teaser at the end of Guardians.
Oh my god! I just realised as I said that, I thought, shit, has he watched it yet?
Yeah.
But yeah, that sort of thing, because as soon as they drop something like that, and people go mad for it, and they want to see the next one immediately.
Yeah.
So those are always really, they're always excellent previews, to what the next thing's going to be.
Yeah.
But if they could do something, I mean, we're talking like in the 2020s now, for any kind of Civil War
we've
kind of film.
still got quite a few. We've still got another Iron Man, another Captain America. They're apparently going to do a Black Widow movie, solo film. They want to do another Hulk film. Plus there's the Avengers 2 as well, so you're talking of 2018 at the earliest.
Yeah. But what I would want to see is something like either a Punisher or Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe. Because if they're going to go out and go as far as something as a Civil War, because obviously all the story arcs are pretty much established now in the mainstream.
Yeah.
Now they could start looking at the more obscure and, kind of violent and...
Deadpool is... When this Deadpool movie comes out, it is going to be linked to the Marvel Universe. So there's a possibility that Deadpool will appear in at least an X-Men film. It
would be as a funny cameo, though.
I don't know, he does join the X-Men, and he is in the... he is a part of the Fantastic Four team.
No, but Spider-Man. I mean, in the sort of the social media... in the mainstream media, that's how he is. Oh,
shit. Fuck. Bollocks. Yes. I've just thought...
Go on.
X-Force.
What? No,
they could. They could do an X-Force film.
They wouldn't.
They have to now, I've thought of it.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's a nice thought, but no.
We could actually finally see the Wolverine film we want, and the Deadpool film we want.
True.
Throw in some X-23 in there, and Wolfbane and stuff, we're good to go. Psylocke could be in it.
Yeah. You know how they treat these kind of things.
I want it. Oh Back to Civil War though. I put a poll up on the website through the week.
Yes, I saw, yeah.
Asking if people were excited for Marvel Civil War. And it's a tie. The answers you could choose was yes, no, or is Batman in it?
Let me guess. I'm going to say people have said either yes or no. You said it was a tie. So I'm going to people to say yes, and then is Batman in it?
Yeah, 66% for each, and 1 meh. So whoever you are, meh. At 16%, you should be ashamed. You cock donkey.
Well,
yeah,
you can put like a maybe option in there. Like, people who just choose maybe, they shouldn't be answering the question in the first place.
Because I have linked the poll to individual IPs, so I can track these people down.
That's alright then.
No, I just thought you got to give an option for everything. So, but there's still 3 days left to vote, so if you haven't voted, it's at the bottom of the website. Have a little look, have a little vote. You never know, you might win something. You won't know. Just thought I'd put that in before.
Yeah,
you know,
disclaimer.
Yeah.
You won't actually win anything.
That's it though. That's all the news I've got. Unless you've got anything, Dan.
No.
No.
I've got a cold.
That's not news. That's a disease.
It's still kind of news.
If you haven't already, we have put our first 2 episodes of our Minecraft spin-offs. Mine is Minosaur, The Forgotten Bell End, where I'm making a dinosaur. I have a dinosaur now. I have a Barmer.
Yeah, you do.
And Dan's Magicraft series. The I can't pronounce the title
Of what?
Your first episode, Azarath
Metreon Zinthos.
Zinthos. I can say Zinthos.
Azarath Metreon Zinthos. And then just stuff explodes around you. It's
I was hoping you'd say it and then it'd go.
Add it in post, it's fine.
Yeah, I'll let this bit out. But what have we got coming up? Anything in particular?
We're going to be doing some new DayZ.
We are.
We're obviously going to be continuing with Minecraft. But other than that, I think we're kind of...
I am going to rob a bank.
Oh, right, yeah,
Yes,
Payday.
I'm going to play Payday because I was really good at it last time I played it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So I'm gonna successfully rob a bank. Actually, if anyone's on Steam, don't add me because I'm shit. But if anyone did manage to snag Payday for free like I did at the weekend, get in touch and we'll play together. Because Dan didn't get it because he's a loser.
Yeah.
And I need someone to play with.
That's a different website.
To take the strain off me.
Yeah. But other than that, no, I don't think there's going to be anything new. Although I will say, my Star Trek review is not really a review, but more of a look back at of Destination Star Trek 3. It's about half done, but obviously my illness for the last week hasn't really helped matters, so it's kind of been put on hold. But that should hopefully be up within the week. And then at the end of that, I'm thinking that as Delta Rising has now been launched, I may go in and do the story for Delta Rising. So that's a possibly, but other than that, nothing in the pipeline for me.
Nothing.
No.
I have nothing. That's all I got.
Yeah, so this is probably the last podcast you'll ever hear from
Yes.
us.
We'll be fired by the morning, so it's all good.
Yeah, but we'll maybe do some Steam roulette.
Yeah, we haven't done any Green Light of Fortune for a while.
That's the one. Yeah,
So we'll do that. Steam roulette is taken, unfortunately.
Yeah, see, I'm ill. That means any sort of copyright infringements, they don't stand up in court when you can't really think properly. But yeah, Green Light Fortune, that was a good one with Fistful of Frags, so yes. I do intend to get back to that. I will also be getting back in touch with Eric, the lovely chap at Bluepix, to see if they've managed to update Chippy Bomber to work on Windows 8.1, which is the issues that we had with them a couple of months ago. Yeah. So we're quite looking forward to give that a play, because I did manage to play it with Eric quite a few times, and it is a lot of fun. So we're looking forward to doing the video on that. But what we do want to do as well is we want to give them a little bit more exposure, because obviously we're getting quite a lot of reception on the podcasts at the moment with our current platform. So to everyone who does listen, thank you very much.
Yes.
We always do appreciate it. And if you do want to have a look at Chibi Bomber, it's a really cool concept. It's kind of like an updated version of Bomberman with like little foxy, not foxes in women, but
yeah, like little animals.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. So check out their website. It's www.blue, that's BLU -pix.fr. Now it is a French website, but it has all been translated into English. So have a look at it, download it, see what you think.
Providing you're on like Windows 7.
Yeah, it works on 7 fine.
Yeah.
8 and 8.1 it doesn't, unfortunately, but that's hopefully what they're fixing. So we shall let you know as and when that's working again.
Yeah. Other than that, that's all we got time for. So if you've streamed the podcast, thank you. If you downloaded the podcast, thank you. And just check out the website, check out the YouTube channel, youtube.com/podcast versus player. You can tweet us at podcastvplayer, and you can also email us at playervpodcast@gmail.com. Or if you just want to be massively lazy, just use the contact us section on the website, because that's what the cool kids do now.
Not really.
No, it's all Twitter and Instagram and my face.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for listening, and we shall see you next week. Say goodbye, Dan.
Bye.
Bye.
Yes.